We go live now to Caracas, specifically to the Petare neighborhood, to contact our special envoy, Yunus Soner, who has the latest on this run-up to the Venezuela's presidential elections. Welcome, Yunus. How's everything there?
Hello, good morning from Petare, a neighborhood located in the east of Caracas, Venezuela. I am right now in the Cristo Square, which you see behind me. This is the center of Petare. Petare is an important neighborhood. It is the second biggest favela in all of Latin America. It has a population of more than 500,000 people. And the campaign here has already started. As you can see in the background, you see some posters of President Maduro, the candidate of the Great Patriotic Poll, driving around the neighborhood and trying to convince the voters. And there is something else here, which is, I think, very important also in the context of the July 28 elections. The Venezuelan government is taking these elections very seriously, and this is a good example of how they do it. This is a so-called electoral fair, an electoral stand, if you will, where citizens are taught how they will going to vote on July 28. Now, first they approach here and present their identity, then they give their footprint on the machine, and they are recognized as a citizen. Then behind this cage is the electric voting machine, which we cannot display according to the rules of the National Electoral Commission due to reasons of security. There they choose their candidate of their liking, and they receive a paper ballot. And then they take this paper ballot to place it into the cage in the back. As you see, this is the cage. And there they place it. So this is a process which is displayed to all citizens who would like to learn what they have to do on July 28 to cast their votes. This shows that the government takes it very seriously to educate all citizens who would like to cast their vote on July 28, so they know that it is a simple process, it's easy to be done. Some coordinators whom we spoke to said that this process takes approximately 25 seconds, if you have made your mind politically, of course. This fulfilling the process takes 25 seconds. Now, there are 81 stands like this, the one behind me, all over Caracas city, and there are 976 stands all over the country, as announced the National Electoral Council. The National Electoral Council also provides the addresses of each of them so that citizens can look up on the internet and look for the stand which is closest to them to go and learn how that process works. The Venezuelan government, that's worth reminding, has also made a simulation of the election on June 30th, where thousands of people already attended a simulation, as I mentioned, of the voting. And this simulation tested the voting machines, tested the counting process, tested the connections between the voting machines and the National Electoral Council. So this is a very thoroughly prepared process here. And on July 28, there will be 30,000 voting machines all over the country in 15,000 voting centers. As you mentioned in the introduction, yesterday the Foreign Minister Ivan Gil held a press conference, or rather a meeting with the representatives of the foreign diplomatic staff here in Caracas, and he said that 625 watchers, international watchers, will be present here in the country to watch the process. And at the same time, the voting machines are also being checked by all political representatives, that they are well prepared, that the connections are good. All political parties, all candidates have their representatives in the auditoriums checking the voting machines and their connections with the center. So the process, the election process, is very thoroughly prepared here, and it's going on. Venezuela is waiting for the July 28 to cast their votes, the citizens, and we see that everyone here is very full of joy to express its political decision in the presidential elections. And we see that the government is thinking of various aspects of how to organize this protest thoroughly so that everything goes smooth and well.
Thank you, Yunus, for all this valuable information from site. It's truly important to have these backstories to follow the electoral process from abroad. We'll contact you again following all the updates from the Venezuelan election campaigns.